There are so many marksman heroes in today's meta in Mobile Legends that are pretty much buffed up and can dominate the game when used properly. But some are not. The brains behind Mobile Legends are doing a great job nerfing some of them because of their overpowered skills and abilities that makes the game unbalanced. But for today's video, we will be talking about the marksman that has gone through many ups and downs but still is an effective marksman in the game, and that is Bruno. So without further ado, it's your boy Enzo, and this is Yugatech Gaming. If you're an old Mobile Legends player, you must know that Bruno has gone through many changes in his abilities and skills. Before, Bruno is one of the weakest marksman heroes in the game, but as of these last few seasons, he was the game changer in the marksman heroes category. Bruno has a lot of ability that all marksman players could ask for. He has the crowd control ability, has mobility, and of course, the most important aspect of being a marksman hero is he has the damaging ability. He can damage very well that he can kill an enemy with just a single attack for some instances. So, enough with the introductions, let's get straight into the preparations. The first for his effective emblem set, I recommend the Assassin Emblem setup. It consists of level 3 agility that will give you additional 6% of movement speed that will be very beneficial for Bruno to rotate much faster because he will likely go to the mid lane as a funnel for your team. Next is the level 3 invasion that will give you additional 6 points of physical penetration that will help you deal a lot more damage to enemies with high durability. And lastly, for the talent is the killing spree. After slaying an enemy, he will gain 15% of his health and an additional 20% of movement speed that lasts for 5 seconds. This talent will help him last longer and to be more agile in team fights. Next, for his spell, it really depends whether you will go to the mid lane as the funnel for your team or go to the gold lane. Of course, if you will go to the mid lane as a funnel, you must pick the Retribution spell for you to farm well and much faster. But if you're tasked to be in the gold lane, you would want to have the Purify spell for extra mobility because probably you will be alone in that lane, and enemies will have a high interest in killing you since you're pretty squishy. And now let's go to the most crucial part of the preparation, which is the item build. I would assume that you would find this odd, but I do recommend using the warrior boots or the tough boots for Bruno to be more durable. Most of you will probably wonder why I am not using the swift boots for extra attack speed, but you guys have to understand that Bruno does not rely mainly on his attack speed but his massive damage. Use the warrior boots if you have many enemies that depend on their physical damage, and use tough boots if there are many magic dependent enemies. The next item will depend on whether you will go as a funnel or a gold lane carry. If you are the funnel of your team, I suggest that you acquire the Raptor Machete, for it will help you farm much faster and give you massive damage when you reach the full stack of it. Also, it will help your basic attack deal a lot more damage and slow enemies every after 10 seconds. You can also build this even if you are the side lane carry, but I personally recommend the Purify spell if you will be in the side lane because of the reason I said earlier. In that case, you cannot purchase this jungle item. You could go for the Endless Battle instead. This item will be very beneficial for Bruno because of the stats and the passive skills that it can give you. But this item is also situational for Bruno. If you have many enemies with high durability, I suggest that you go for the Demon Hunter Sword, also known as the Tank Killer. The next items are the Berserker's Fury and the Scarlet Phantom. These two items will make the most out of Bruno's critical damage ability. Berserker's Fury will make Bruno's critical damage massive, and the Scarlet Phantom will give Bruno additional critical chance and some attack speed. Aside from that, their passive skills complement each other. And of course, Bruno. You can choose whether you need to have more damage or extra durability for the last item. If you want to have extra durability for you to last longer, you can choose from the Queen's Wings or the Immortality. If you're really going for additional damage, there is no better item than the BOD or the Blade of Despair. Moving on, let's talk about Bruno's skills. First is his passive, the Mecha Legs. Each time Bruno's skills cause damage, his critical chance will increase by 4% and can stack up to 5 times. Since the Mecha Legs are infused with power, Bruno will deal more damage, but the extra attack speed only takes effect by 50%. Next is his first skill, the Volley Shot. Bruno infuses the power of his Mecha Legs. His next basic attack will kick a power ball directly and hit the enemy target, dealing with extra physical damage and slowing the target by 30% for half a second. The power ball can be rebounded to Bruno when hitting the target. Bruno and his teammates can pick up the energy ball to reduce the cooldown of Flying Tackle by 1 second, and Bruno will have the power ball again. Next is his second skill, the flying tackle. Bruno makes a forward slide tackle, dealing extra physical damage to enemies and stunning them for 0.5 seconds. If Bruno casts the flying tackle while there is a power ball rebounding to him, he will immediately pull back this power ball. This is a useful skill for Bruno to escape possible ambushes or chase down enemies. Lastly, for his ultimate skill, the Wave of the World. Bruno will kick an energy ball to a designated hero, dealing extra physical damage, knocking back the target and reducing the physical defense of the target by 3 for 8 seconds. Afterward, the energy ball will ricochet among heroes up to 10 times. Every hit deals with extra physical damage. And now for the last part of the video, which is the tips on playing Bruno effectively. The first tip that I will give you is common for all marksman heroes, which is to farm first before engaging in team fights. I've seen a lot of players who would want to fight every time they see an enemy, but that is not the right thing to do for a marksman. You have to farm first and acquire many items that will make your marksman unstoppable. And for the number 2 tip, you must take advantage of your power ball. Use it every time you hit the minion, monsters, and enemies. Also, always remember to rebound your power ball to stack up your mecha legs to increase your chance to deal critical damages. Besides that, you can also use the volley shot for a second time, even if you already have the power ball to rebound. In that case, every attack of yours will have the power ball ability rather than every after one attack. The last tip that I can give you is have a good position. Bruno's game style is different from other marksman heroes out there. If you are used to being far away from your enemies, that is not the case for Bruno. Bruno has mobility and crowd control skills that will help him become more agile in team fights. When you are using Bruno, I recommend you to be much closer to your enemy targets. But don't exaggerate when I say much closer. You still need to keep your distance from your target enemy. But the main reason why you should go near your enemy is for you to rebound the power ball quickly and hit enemies with the power ball consecutively. Aside from that, you can also have the flying tackle and the Wave of the World when things go south, so you can escape by stunning your enemies or knocking them back. And that's pretty much it. These are just some fundamentals you should learn to use Bruno much efficiently. Also, these things are not fixed and can be changed according to your game style. I hope you learned a lot in this video, and if you did, be sure to give us a like, subscribe to our channel for more content, hit the bell icon so you won't miss any future uploads, and be sure to visit yugatech.com/gaming for more news, tips, and tricks. It's your boy Enzo, and stay safe.